Hey guys, if you notice, this is kind of the old format that I used to make the videos. And I do apologize because I had been making, pre-recorded videos and then editing it with, titles or text or images that at least hopefully help keep you engaged. But just for tonight, I will be recording raw and live, like when I started. Anyway, I hope it's not too dreadful for you guys. And I also wanted to note that today is the inauguration day. So check that out if you are curious. Anyway, yesterday you would have read about the rest of the executive branch, since the executive branch is more than just the president. It also includes departments and agencies and other offices. And we're going to look at some of that today, and more so tomorrow as well. Anyway, we'll start with the bell ringer, as we should. Number one, describe the qualifications needed to be the president. So this is like a quick review of what we would have went over before. The second one, if you were president, what is one executive order that you would issue? Because if we remember, this is something a president can do if he wants to make a law. So what would you do? I should get a variety of answers, and this is the point where you should pause the video, answer the question in Google comments on Google Classroom. All right. So anyway, so for today we're going to talk about the executive office and cabinet. More so tomorrow we will go over this. All right, fellas and ladies. Sorry, let me get out of here. It's weird recording these videos again. Here are your key terms. Make sure that you understand these. Okay. And to just give you a quick summary, especially if you tune out if this style isn't for you, the president needs help. It's basically an impossible job, whatever side you're on. It's really easy for us to criticize the president, and clearly I do, but they need a lot of help. Most of this help actually works in the West Wing, if you ever watched the show. The heads of all the departments and the members are in his cabinet, and they're his very close advisors. The cabinet isn't really like constitutional, but the presidents, they've just had them forever. Today, the office staffs about 6,000 members. So anyway, there's your summary. Now, let's actually get into the details. The executive office was established in 1939 and reorganized by each president. It contains agencies and offices that advise the president on current issues. The White House office keeps the presidential schedule, writes the speeches, maintains relations with Congress, and also handles anything with the press and the public. That office, too, may be the closest to him and something he works with very closely. The office is something that would he'd even work with daily. Some other examples of the offices, actually, let me just show you a picture. Some of the other offices, he doesn't work with all that much, such as, the National Security Council or, even the Office of Management and Budget. But this depends on, each president, of course. So here's a look of the different offices. Alrighty. Did you look at it yet? Good. All right. The White House staff in general has grown and grown throughout our history. The executive branch has grown and grown too. But it did cap out in the 1990s at about 400 workers or so. It doesn't include the 6,000 people that I was talking about before, like this. Like this is different. So the White House office, as I was saying, they would employ like 400 workers. The chief of staff is the closest member to the president there, and he's actually the one that would be in charge of all this. As you can imagine, from the name of the title, chief of staff, he is in the head position of the president's staff there. If we think of the president's lawyer or the ones that write his speeches, the president often has like attorneys or law paralegals, whatever. It basically staff members that are let's call it a law reference, to make sure that he's doing things that are legal, or if it's close, to make sure that they at least have lawyers that can help them. The chief of staff would also be in charge of the press secretary as well. So next, the cabinet. This is the advisory council for the president that consists of the heads of the executive departments. So let me show you a picture quick. So these are the heads of the sector or of the departments. There's 15 of them, 15 departments. But anyway, his cabinet, it's not like furniture. It's just the group. So it's all these people, and then also the vice president, and then any official, that the president would want. Since this is like an impossible job and an important job, the president needs to surround himself with very, very let's say excellent and merited people. Like whoever the president picks for this, that might be, at least from the start, the most important job of the president. Pick great people to run these that can help you with your impossible job. Super important. Cabinet doesn't just have to be, 15 members and then a vice president. It could be more than that. They could pick other people like Obama. He had 21 people in his cabinet. Trump, that's a tough one to answer. I'll admit I am being lazy and I want you to find it out. But he's critiqued often for hiring these people, but then often firing his own people. So that's a tough one because he keeps just replacing people. If you like him or hate him, I think that is like one of his things. Like that's his whole identity. You're fired. So again, you tell me how many are in his cabinet. Anyway, the departments, since we're on that note, the heads of these departments, as I was saying before, they're almost always called secretaries, if you paid attention, such as Secretary of State, the Secretary of Treasury, and so on. The only exception to this is the Department of Justice. So for the Department of Justice, I don't know if you guys can see that great or not. So for the Department of Justice, he isn't called the Secretary of Justice, he's called the Attorney General, right? We have 15 departments, as I said, but at the time of Washington, when our country first started, we only had 5. We can change this clearly. We could delete departments. It's, whatever we want it to be. The latest department being this Department of Homeland Security. I wonder if I do have any other. Okay, that's just in alphabetical order. The Department of Homeland Security was the latest one, and they would just be made post 9/11 to stop terrorist attacks. When we think of departments in general, to just make sure you don't confuse them with agencies or anything else, they're the biggest group to basically work on some of the biggest issues. That's my simple way of saying it. I hope that helps. But they do a lot of different things, as I said, and here's kind of the summary of what they each do. So, the Department of Agriculture, you'll never guess, it oversees farming and food. Department of Commerce promotes the nation's economy. What does that mean? It means a bunch of different things. Department of Defense provides military to defend the country. Department of Education promotes national education. Department of Energy works to advance the nation's energy. This is really cool because you can see the new things. Like you can go on all these websites. They actually put up like news and they have data. They're very transparent. You can see a lot of things of what they're doing. It's actually really interesting, like a magazine. Anyway, the Department of Health and Human Services keeps the nation healthy. Again, whatever that means. What do they promote? What do they fund? What information do they put out? And so on. Department of Homeland Security, as I said, tries to prevent terrorist attacks, but they do other things, like they help out with natural disasters, such as Hurricane Katrina. Department of Housing and Urban Development helps the nation's housing needs. Department of Interior handles the conservation of our land, such as like national parks and so on. The Department of Justice enforces the law and protects the people. And remember, that would be the Attorney General. Department of Labor deals with the U.S. workforce. Department of State handles foreign policy. Department of Transportation ensures transportation is safe and efficient. Department of Treasury manages the U.S. money and financial systems. Again, they do more than this too. Like they work with counterfeiters and coining money and budgets and taxes and other things. Department of Veteran Affairs handles benefit programs for veterans. So I know for like the last minute and a half, I did literally just read off a PowerPoint. I know that's not teaching, but I just want to basically expose you to this. That's why I put like the asterisks. Like, You don't need to know these in great detail. I just want you to have a basic clue about them. But oftentimes, with a lot of things, just in education or anything in school, any vocab word, if you look at the word, often it says what it means. So I just want you to have a clue. Like if I put on a test, anything else, what does Department of Defense do? What does Department of Education do? Like you should be able to just give me a vague idea, like, hey, I think they handle the education. All right. What else do we have? Well, how about for today? I'm gonna stop there. I think this is a nice, clean way to end the video before I get into department agencies and so on. Just please remember that the departments in general are just the largest organizations in government with the largest mission. All right, just so you don't get confused. Congress has the authority to reorganize or make these, or get rid of them, as they made the Department of Homeland Security. But as I said, I'm just gonna stop there for today, and then tomorrow we will look at just the Department of State and Defense, because your book mentions that specifically. Independent agencies, and then regulatory commissions. All right. Have a good one, guys. Hopefully by tomorrow I can make the style of video that is better suited for you guys. All right. Enjoy the time. Watch the inauguration if you're curious, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.